All right, so today we're going to be doing standard form. Now, there are two forms that you'll often see of a line. The first one is called the slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. So this is called the slope-intercept form. And typically, this is used when you know the slope and the y-intercept. The m is going to stand for the slope of the line, and b is going to stand for the y-intercept. The y-intercept is where the graph is going to cross the y-axis. So if you have an xy plane that looks like this, and you have a line going through it, it'll cross the x-axis at this point and the y-axis at this point. And this is called the y-intercept. Now we can take that slope-intercept form and we can convert it into standard form, which is going to be ax plus by equals c. So this is called standard form. It's called standard form. X and y are on the same side, and a, b, and c are going to be whole numbers. So a, b, and c are going to be whole numbers, also known as integers. A has to be greater than or equal to 0. And we have the added stipulation that A and B can't both be 0. So A and B can't both be 0. In that case, I would have 0 plus 0 is equal to C. So C would have to be 0 at that point. But what we're going to do is we're going to start off with slope-intercept form, and we're going to be ending up in standard form. All right. So number 1 says y equals negative 2/5 x plus 2. So this line is in slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form. But I want to get it into standard form. So y equals mx plus b is what it is now. And I want to convert it into ax plus by equals c. So what I need to do is I need to get x and y on the same side somehow. I want to make sure that x and y, both variables, are on the same side. So I need to get this x term to this side. So how do I get rid of a negative 2/5 x? I'm going to add 2/5 x to both sides. So what that does is that's going to cancel out the x's on this side, leaving me with just a 2. And then on the left side, I'm going to have 2/5 x plus y. So now what I want to do is I want to make sure that the numbers that are in front of the variables are whole numbers. Basically, I want to get rid of this fraction right here. So if I want to get rid of the 2/5, what would I have to do to both sides? What I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply both sides by the denominator. So we're going to multiply by the denominator, which is the bottom of the fraction. Right here, my denominator is 5. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 5. So I'm going to put the left side in parentheses like this, and I'm going to put the right side in parentheses and multiply it by 5. So now what happens is the 5 and the 5 right here are going to cancel out, leaving me with 2x. I bring down my plus sign. Now I'm multiplying 5 by the y, and I'm going to get 5y. Over here on the right side, I have 5 times 2, and that's going to give me 10. So now I have my standard form, ax plus by equals c. Okay, so that's number 1. I wanted to try all the odds on the classwork, so let's try number 3 now. Y equals 3x minus 4. So what I want to do is I want to take this slope-intercept form, and what I want to do is I want to convert it to standard form. That means I'm going to have to get the x term and the y term on the same side. So how do I get this 3x over to the other side? Since it's positive, I can subtract 3x from both sides. So I subtract 3x from both sides. They're going to cancel out on this side, leaving me with a negative 4. On the other side of the equal sign, I'm going to have negative 3x and a positive y. So now the last thing that I want to do is I want to make sure that the number in front of the x is a positive number. So I want this negative 3 to be changed to a positive number, or a positive 3. So how can I make a negative number a positive? I can multiply both sides by negative 1, or I can divide both sides by negative 1. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to divide this side by negative 1 and this side by negative 1. So what that does is it's going to flip the sign to being a positive 3x, and then the positive 1 in front of the y is going to become a negative 1. So now on the other side, I have negative 4 divided by negative 1, and that's going to give me positive 4. And I'm done, because now I have the form ax plus by equals c. So we can see that a is going to be 3, my b is going to be a negative 1, and my c is going to be a 4. And they're all whole numbers. So that is called standard form. Okay, let's try number 5. 5 is y equals 1/3 x plus 1. Now I want to get x and y on the same side. Since this is a positive 1/3, what I can do is I can subtract 1/3 x from both sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 1/3 x from both sides. When I do that, the x terms on the right side are going to cancel out, leaving me with a positive 1. On the other side, I have negative 1/3 x plus y. And now I want to get whole numbers in front of the variables. So what I need to do is I need to multiply by the denominator, this 3 right here. But not only am I going to multiply by 3, I'm going to multiply by a negative 3. so that the negative out in front can be canceled out. So I'm going to multiply both sides by -3. So I multiply the left side and I multiply the right side. What that does is it's going to give me a positive 1x. -3 times y is going to give me -3y. And then on the other side, I'm going to have -3 times 1. That's just -3. And that is my standard form. Okay, let's try 7. 7 tells me y equals -3x plus 2. Now, to get x on the other side, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get rid of the -3x by adding 3x to both sides. So once I add the 3x, they cancel out on this side, leaving me with a 2. And then on this side, I'm going to have 3x plus y. And now I have it in standard form. So the numbers in front of the variables, often called the coefficients, are whole numbers. And they're both positive whole numbers. And that's even better. So that's number 7. Okay. The last one we'll do in this video is going to be number 9. Y equals -2x plus 3. So I want to get the -2x to the other side. I'm going to add 2x to both sides to do that. So they cancel out on this side, leaving me with a positive 3. On the other side, I'm going to have a 2x plus y. And that is already in standard form. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get x and y always on the same side. And we want to make sure that the a, b, and c are all going to be whole numbers, usually where a is positive or equal to 0, as it sometimes happens. So that is slope intercept to standard form, and I hope that helps.